Do it.
Do it now. I can't do Arnold Schwarzenegger. Melly here. Mike and I are wanting to get stuck in and do a little bit of work on my Triumph Speedmaster. But it's still cold out, and the garage is cold, and the concrete's cold, my feet are cold, and my butt is cold, and everything's cold out there. So a little project we can do, somewhat inside, is modify my chain guard. The previous owners powder coated it, and it looks kind of dull, kind of bland, kind of meh. What I already started is taping it up, putting some painter's tape across it so we can mark on it where we want to modify it, maybe cut the end off a little bit, maybe drill some holes across it, make it look all speedy and stuff. I'm just laying tape across it, kind of an overlapping pattern, and I'm probably going to take an X-Acto knife and cut out the bits I don't need.
You're just doing that so you can draw on it though, right?
Yes.
It's mainly, I mean, we're not using this, we're not masking it off to paint it or anything. This is just so it's easier to draw on. Because Melly's picking out the design, how she wants to Swiss cheese this part out. All kinds of companies like Motone Customs and British Customs, and who make chain guards for Bonnevilles and Speedmasters in America, and they want good money for them. Well, since we were already going to have a bunch of bits that we're going to get re-powder coated, why not make our own custom chain guard out of the one we already have? Takes a very steady hand.
Yeah, not to cut myself. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not have the happen. We don't need an operation to put a finger back on.
How many years have you been riding? 5? Whoops.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that joke was an epic fail.
Thanks a lot.
If you flip it over, you might be able to see it easier.
See, now you gotta make me look stupid.
I wasn't saying, hey dumbass, why'd you flip that over? I was just,
Well, you're gonna cut that whole section out.
Okay. Mainly it's just so that all that tape doesn't get in our way when you're marking this out on the bike, kind of what you want it to look like. It'll minimize the amount of time we have to spend in the garage freezing our butts off. I don't know what happened. We're guessing possibly the previous owner may have laid the bike down and then took the, because it's got an aftermarket exhaust, it's got an Epco stainless steel exhaust on Melly's Speedmaster, and then the side covers and a bunch of other pieces were powder coated with this horrible garbage that's supposed to look like chrome, but it doesn't. It gets dull, and it gets these spots on it that almost looks like corrosion, and it doesn't look like chrome at all. It doesn't even look like polished aluminum. Maybe they make a better quality version of that powder coating, but whatever that crap was just not very good. See, they put the floorboards on it, new exhaust, they redid the side covers. I bet you it did go down, and that was all the stuff they had to clean up and refinish to make it look good. We got a visitor down here, Mel.
Yep.
Oh. Louie! Hey, buddy! What's up, buddy? You don't ride motorcycles, do you? Say, no, I chase toy mice. Yeah, so if there's a meow or two in the video today, it's because we have our cats down here keeping us occupied.
Alright.
Groovy!
Cheers. Let's go.
Go outside?
Yep.
Fish that dude in there.
Nurse?
Yeah, hold on.
Bolt me.
Bolt. We've got a few new pieces that we want to get powder coated, but mainly it's the silver covers. So those are the covers that originally were the black finish that the engine is, and previous guy who owned this bike, well, you know, while we don't like the powder coating, I guess, to kind of get off the subject, you did get a kick-ass set of Epco long frickin' drag pipes for this bike that are stainless, so I mean, you know, any little nicks or scratches we can polish out. Yeah, now I'm gonna sit my ass down in a chair. Well, even if it ends up as background noise, I'm cranking the heater. I was thinking one thing you can do is continue that line that's on the bottom and just straighten it out some.
Oh, let's see what that looks like.
It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, because when you get it back in the house, we can I've got some French curves and stuff that you can use to perfect, you know, the shape that you want. You could even re-radius some of the other edges if you want to. That looks cool. It's nice because it's going the opposite direction from the curvature of the fender there. We can just lay a square. I got to machine a square in the house to draw the line across the back.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just eyeball where you want it and we can square it up later. I didn't realize that, I mean, if you look towards the front edge, that thing that's sticking out the front, see, it's like a tooth looking thing on the front edge of the chain guard.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of odd.
Instead of cutting this bit off here, what we can do is continue that line up there and then just cut a bigger radius out. See, one edge goes forward a little bit more and kind of helps guard the edge of the fender, I think. Just kind of cleans up the look of the thing. Yeah, that looks cool. So now that bit looks like it's supposed to kind of be there. Like, it also kind of matches you got that part of the frame coming down there at that angle. That looks kind of cool.
They can always get a new one, right?
Yeah, if we totally flub this thing up, we can just buy an aluminum one and be done with it.
Okay.
But hey, it wouldn't be any fun if we weren't trying to mod one. So, well, you know where the shock's going to mount, so I think you can lay out the holes in the house on the workbench.
Yeah, I don't want to do that without measuring.
Yeah, we'll find the center, and then you can draw a straight edge, a straight line all the way down, and then measure even spacing for the holes. Because once they're center punched, they're, you know, we pretty much got the mark in the metal there. So we'll get it.
All right.
Back to the warm inside.
This is just perfect.
You got a shoulder cat. Hi, Lily. Oh, she's on my shoulder now, so. It's nothing like cat help, huh? So, you're finding center on that area there.
I'm eyeballing it. I mean, a little bit.
That's cool.
With my fingernails showing, because the tape's kind of overlapping a little bit.
Munch.
Girls gotta eat.
Because my unibit only goes up to 3/4. So it kind of is determining the size of our holes here. Because we're just going to chuck that unibit right into the drill press. Step up through it. Thinking, Mel.
I don't know.
I'm thinking we're getting a Louie cat coming to try and steal your crackers. Those little like tick marks that are on the radius gauge there are kind of cool because it shows you where the lines intersect, so you can find center. So I'll hold on to the unibit and I can call off sizes for it if you want to step down. Spacing ends up being there will be the spacing between these holes here. So this is kind of the idea. I'm going to use a French curve to kind of pick that radius. And then these are basically every other size of the unibit down to the 1/4 inch. So we're skipping sizes there. Because otherwise you can't really see the decreasing. I mean, it's hard to tell that the whole radius is decreasing. So that's it, and then where Melly's thumb is there, kind of re-radius that so it looks like it's supposed to be that way. It's going to look pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of chop, a little bit of holes on there.
We're gonna give it the chop.
That's mild steel,
Yep.
so just enough so the drill bit doesn't walk out. And we can reclamp that wood to get the other ones. So Melly's marking centers for all the holes. We got to Swiss cheese the crap out of this thing, huh? Last hole. That was the last one, right?
That was the last one.
Okay. To the drill press.
Piss?
Press, yeah.
What's a drill press?
I have no idea.
Oh.
It's your idiot husband not being able to speak English is what it is. This is why you center punch those. Because when you drill that hole for reels, it'll help center that bit. And we also, well, I showed Melly how to check the bit for run out so that we had it centered in the chuck. Alrighty, moment of truth. I'm gonna have to shoot a cat. Got a visitor again.
Yep, don't need cat help.
Lily, you gotta get out of here, cat. She doesn't care. See, I care not about your task that you have to do. I'm here to impede work. Ready?
Cat's cleared?
Yep.
Clear?
Clear. So even though we took the time to rotate the bit around to find out the sweet spot where it had the least amount of end run, you will always have end run in the drill bit. And so when you turn that on, Melly, you can see the end of the drill bit wobble. This is why you need to... This is why you need a center punch, because the work will find the center, the drill bit will center itself, and then as Melly's pulling the arm down, she's not putting a lot of pressure on the drill press arm. Actually, as you get closer to the end of it, you use the least amount of pressure and let the bit do the cutting for you. And then it just goes through like butter. Beautabulous.
Fabulous.
Unibit time. So Melly's drilling the biggest hole first here. And it's going to wobble a little bit when you first kiss it. Just punch down. Just keep going down. You'll be fine. There you go. It'll smooth out when that first bit goes through there. See? Just slowly go through each step. There's going to be a lot of material you got to clear out. Brush is down there by your right hand.
Yep.
Punching holes, Mel.
Woohoo!
So Melly and I, as a joint team effort here, kind of tackled these holes because it was getting really hard to see how many steps down we were with the unibit. So now we're all the way through and you can kind of see what we're going for here. But we got to deburr the holes, so I got to put my chamfer bit in there in place of the unibit so we can put a slight bevel which will knock the burrs off. And then you can cut the cut and file, and then it's pretty much shaped and it's ready to sand down with the flapper disc, and then it'll get sandblasted and powder coated and it'll look spectacular. Sweet.
Yep.
Like it?
Yep.
Because this is a true team effort between Melly and I. Also because it's getting late and it's like dinner time, I'm going to carry on doing the drudgery here of see all this metal. We've got, and I started doing the work here. I've got a little hand deburring bit. It's just a fluted deburring bit that I chucked into an old file handle. I use this on guitars and stuff, but what I'm looking for here is kind of this effect, where I've got a little tiny bit of a chamfer on it. It's nice and smooth to the touch. I got to finish this side up. That's powder coating there. There's also still some metal on it. And this is laborious and time consuming and doesn't need to have every inch of it on video, hey Mel?
Nope.
So, I'm going to do this, and my reward is going to be food. Yay!
Yep. I'm hungry. I'm starving.
Alright Mel, well, I'll keep working on this, and then once we have some dinner, you can give it the chop. You can give it the chop. Mel.
Yep.
Mel.
Yep.
So I took the countersink / chamfer bit here. And all I did was I used it to deburr all these holes and put just a little bit of a bevel on them. And the reason why is if this gets powder coated, I mean you can see how thick this garbage is on there, but see how it's like flowed around the edges of everything nicely? If you had a super sharp edge on here and you painted or powder coated it, the paint or powder coat won't want to stick to a really sharp 90-degree corner. The paint will actually just draw away from it as it cures, because it'll shrink back a little bit. So if you leave a little bit of a rounded over edge on any cut surfaces, which would include these holes that we put through. You know, and they don't look perfect, but they don't have to be, because they're going to get texturized when it gets sandblasted. Because I got sandblasted to get all this stuff off, so it'll all get sandblasted, and then it'll probably end up wrinkle black. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So next in, I already started a little bit, is I'm going to do this for you, Mel, because I don't have the right saw blade in my bandsaw.
Yeah.
So you can't cut through this metal because it's a little too thick. If it was aluminium, if it was aluminum, we could do it, because that's soft enough to go on the multi-purpose blade I have. So we have to Dremel it. It's rotating this way, which would be, what is that, counterclockwise. So it wants to go, like, if it catches, it's going to want to go that way.
Okay.
So to cut a line, you actually want to go the opposite direction of the rotation. That way you're always fighting against torque to draw your line. I noticed that when I started that. Of course, I forgot my own advice. So I'm going to start here and then work my way that way, and then I'll have to flip it on its end and do this and kind of make the two lines meet. I'm going to true it all up with hand files and stuff later. Give it the chop, Mel.
Chop.
Chop. See if I can keep your straight line.
Yeah, you better.
Like, there's a little bit of flashing left on there. I'm just going to bend and break it, because if I try to rip through that with a Dremel, that thin cutoff wheel is just going to get snagged in there. Because I'm gonna have to file and shape that down anyhow. That's mostly straight. It'll be. I don't think we want it straight anyhow. We want to kind of make it look like a little fender back there, don't we?
Yeah.
So now I just got to do this. Now that is going to be tricky. Playing, Mel? I got that down most of the way through there, and I'm just gonna break that dude off. It's not, I mean, I can only get so close to the lines, but the rest of that, I think I can still see your lines. Yeah, I can. I can still see those lines. I'm just gonna not square that up, round it off with the sanding disc, and then the rest of it can be hand filed by yours truly, meaning you. You got shoulder cap, Mel. Alrighty, that's the gist of it right there.
Yay!
It's awesome. Oh, she's jumping down.
It looks like an airplane.
Well, speed parts are supposed to look light and all sloopy. Doesn't that look better with that bit there taken out? I mean,
yeah.
It still needs some finish filing.
I like it.
But that's about it for now. I mean, what little finish work that's going to be done is this is just going to get cleaned up with a file, and then the whole thing goes off to get sandblasted and then powder coated.
Yep.
Either satin black or asphalt gray or wrinkle black. We got to make up our mind. This will be the same as the side covers. Instead of, you can see right there, that's what the powder coat is doing. This fake chrome powder coat, it turns this gray color and it gets splotchy. You know, it's not even reflective there anymore. So did you have fun making your chain guard here?
Yep.
Now there's a little bit more work to do, but we don't need to put that on camera. So Any final thoughts, Mel? Looking forward to getting this stuff a little bit more custom work.
Yep.
Got her seat back too, but you guys gotta wait to see that. So, till we see our one again, ride safe, right, Mel?
Yeah.
I love it. For everybody here. Yes, all are welcome. Yes, indeed. I love them. Fun. Nice. Life. Youth. Beautiful.